made my mother's recipe for stuffed mushrooms. Tried and true. These are a true classic. I'd love to take credit for this recipe, but it's really my mother's. And it's one of the first things I learned how to cook when I first got out of college. This is a 4 ingredient stuffed mushroom dish, and it's very good for a side dish and also for an appetizer. I'm starting out with an 8-ounce block of cream cheese that's softened to room temperature. To that, I'm going to add not quite a cup, maybe 3/4, maybe a little bit more of bacon. And what I've done is run it through the food processor. It's cooked and it's been drained on paper towels, but you want it pretty fine. You can also buy the bags of the real bacon bits. That will work. Just make sure you use real bacon and not the imitation stuff. And to that, I'm just going to add a bunch of fresh chives. And this is the easiest way to add chives to a recipe. Just going to snip them. If you can't find chives, which sometimes I have that problem, get some green onions and just cut them really, really small. And if you really, really are in a pinch, you can use a little bit of fresh, finely diced onion and some freeze-dried chives. You really want a little bit of the green, but you gotta have some onion flavor. And that's pretty much the filling. I'm using a fork to mix it with because it's easier to me to mash everything together. I mean, this is still, it's kind of a stiff recipe because you've got all that bacon. We're gonna get it incorporated in the cream cheese. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to use a fork, clean fork, to clean my dirty fork. This will make between 15 and 20 stuffed mushrooms. It's always better to have a little bit extra filling. And if you do, just put it on some toast and stick it under the broiler and have a little snack. So I'm just going to stuff these mushrooms, and I'm doing them with a fork because that's the way Mama did them. Whatever's easiest for you. But you want to make them pretty high. This cream cheese is not going to melt off and go everywhere. It's just going to get really soft. So we're going to fill these 15 and see how it goes from there. The oven is preheating at 350 degrees. Well, this looks like it's going to turn out just about perfectly. There might be just enough filling to lick the bowl. That's it. Wipe off my fingers. Just before I put them in the oven, I'm going to give them a sprinkle with smoked paprika for a little extra flavor and some color. And now I'm going to stick them in a preheated oven for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's been about 20 minutes and the mushrooms are cooked and they smell wonderful. There's a little bit of juice in the bottom of the pan from the mushrooms, and it's easier to serve these from the pan with a slotted spoon. These make really nice side dishes, a great little side with a steak, but they're also wonderful just to have as an appetizer. And this is what I'm gonna have. my all-time favorite appetizers, and I have my mom to thank for it. I hope you like it as much as I do.
If you'd like to see more recipes like this, please subscribe. For complete ingredients and cooking instructions and to purchase cookbooks, visit cateringbydebbicovington.com.